had a chance to pour into this young guy's life, and I remember he was kind of like striving to believe in Christianity, but naturalism felt so right to him. Naturalism is a view that everything in existence is natural. There's no supernatural, and so there is no God. Naturalism typically goes hand in hand with atheism. I'll be honest, sometimes I hear things and I'm like, this is crazy. But this, I get this. Like many of us, I grew up in America. I went to public schools. Practically everything we learn and do here is in the natural. Even most churches in this country run their programs as if everything in existence is natural. We swim in this, we breathe this, and of course, natural things are easily perceived by our senses. I get this. Sometimes it seems like naturalism just feels so right. On the other hand, you have places around the non-Western world where naturalism would be the last thing on people's minds. In a world of mediums and witch doctors and channelers, people have their lives ordered around supernatural systems. They go to different specialists for supernatural healings or for lifting curses or discerning their future. They practice this stuff in their homes and evaluate the results. They may even teach that the physical world of time and matter is an illusion. That's a very different world than most of us know. And so we might be quick to dismiss them as ignorant or primitive, but that's not the case. They have cell phones, they have cities with modern medicine, they live in the same interconnected, globalized world of the 21st century like us. They fix our computers, but at the same time, they are claiming to have seen and experienced things that are much easier to explain without the restrictions of naturalism. Now, just because we grow up in a culture that leads us to believe something doesn't mean it's leading us to believe something wrong. It could be that cultures swimming in naturalism are right and cultures swimming in supernaturalism are wrong. But consider this. We've been talking about why naturalism feels right. Like I said, I get it. I get the feeling. But there are other feelings we have. Most of us would agree that upon reflection, it certainly feels like there is such a thing as beauty. There is such a thing as morality. There is such a thing as evil. There is such a thing as consciousness. There is such a thing as a soul. If naturalism is true, then all these things which we feel are real are really just illusions which can be reduced down to purely natural explanations. Beauty is reduced to chemicals in the brain, which we interpret as pleasure. Morality is reduced to an arbitrary set of rules established by culture. Evil is reduced to things that we have associated as undesirable because of the evolutionary process. Consciousness is reduced to molecules moving in complex patterns in a delicate piece of meat inside our skulls. Do these feel like proper explanations? I suspect for most of us, probably not. But naturalism forces us into those corners. So in many ways, naturalism feels right, but in other ways, it really doesn't. I have plans to make more videos where we can dive deeper into these subjects like evil and consciousness, but for now, I hope this gives you something to chew on. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.